Alright, we're making good progress. We just have to go through 12 bonding events. And then we can continue on with the story. Alright, might as well start from here. What are you up to, Alyssa? I'm just checking out the rooms in order to make sure everything's in order. Sharon supposedly put everything back in order now that Director Ragner's gone, but still. Can't hurt to double check, right? I'd hate it if he ran off with something valuable on his way out. Yeah, he seems like the kind of guy who develops sticky fingers. Do you want a hand or anything? I'm fine. Got a pretty good idea of where everything was, so it shouldn't be too much trouble. Mother's more than busy enough now, so I might as well just get it done. I feel like I should help her out anyway. Are you sure about doing this on your own? I mean, 2 people would be able to get the job done twice as fast, right? What are you planning, Schwarzer? Nothing at all, I swear. Just kidding. Of course I'll take you up on that. Two of them made their way around Rhineford household, scouring each and every room for any signs of malfeasance? Is that a word? I have to look this up now because someone remind me I don't look up those words. Yeah. Malfeasance is a word. Wrongdoing, especially by a public official. Wow. That's a very accurate definition. Fortunately, thanks to Sharon organizing everything the night before, it didn't take them too long. Before they knew it, they had only one room remaining, the chairman's room. Well, I'm glad to see at least the rooms aren't a complete mess like they were yesterday. Sharon's done a great job cleaning everything up. It doesn't look like there's anything missing either. Well, that's good news. As much as I feel bad at criticizing Angelica's uncle, Heidel Ragnar must be an absolute slob. You'd think as a noble he'd at least pay a little more mind to cleanliness. I feel sorry for his housekeeping staff. It's probably more than being a noble. Thought he'd get away with never having to clean anything. Imprisoning her mother seemed to have inflated his ego. You're probably right. Suddenly having power over someone he's never been able to stand against must have been a real treat. Either way, we're almost finished up here, so... What is it? Oh, I just noticed something sticking out slightly from between 2 of these books. Huh? This is... Pretty sure we've done this. It's a photograph of you as a little girl. And that looks like your mother, which would mean... Yeah, that's my father. Why is this hidden away on her desk, though? Maybe she pulled it out to look at every now and then while she was working, but didn't want anyone to know. Honestly, I'm surprised too. Here it is. I don't think there's any doubt it's important to her. I guess you're right. Elizabeth put the photograph back where she found it, and the 2 of them finished cleaning the rest of the rooms. Once their work was done, they treated themselves to a well-deserved rest. That sure took a while, huh? I can only imagine how much of a task that would have been if you had to do it all by yourself. Truth be told, I probably would have given up part way in and just left the rest to Sharon. Thank you so much, Reen. For what? Helping out? Sure. Well, sure, but finding that photo earlier might have just been a coincidence. I thought I would have looked in Mother's room if you hadn't been there. If I hadn't, I never would have discovered that. I realized that maybe somewhere deep down she really does care. I think you would have. Even if not today, you'd realize it eventually. She's your mother after all. The 2 of you will always have that connection as family, like it or not. I think the day will come when you 2 understand how much you care for each other, with or without a photo to show. I'd like to think so, at least. Talking with you like this reminds me of when I had our field study here. We had a little heart-to-heart about Mother back then, didn't we? In the same room? It was this room, actually. There's a lot I'm really thankful to you for, though. I wouldn't have been able to free Mother or the city on my own. and this is hardly the first time you supported me or helped me accomplish something when I needed it most. So for all the times I was too stubborn to say it, thank you, Reen. I hope I'll get the chance to repay you for this someday, for everything. Repay me? Well, anyway, thanks for all your help today. I'm gonna be going now. See you later. Oh, right. I'm not sure what that was all about, but I guess I better get ready to head out too. Good old oblivious cliche. We aren't even at max yet. Hey, Sharon. A lot of dialogue. So Lissa down here. Yeah, seems that way. In a room. Hi. Oh yeah, I definitely remember that dialogue. Especially the "I'm such a coward" line. Memorable, I guess. Hello, Elfin. Last night I received an invitation to stay here. Still some time till we have to leave, so I think I'll spend some quality time curled up with these books instead. Sharon's coffee can't be beaten either. In fact, pulling myself away from here may prove to be a real struggle. Maybe I should join her for a while. Seems like she could use some company. Mind if I stick around a little longer? Not at all. We don't get many chances to spend time together like this, so let's make the most of it. Reen could never say no to some of Sharon's coffee, and in fact, asked her to make another pot for them. That, he and Princess Halpin spent some time perusing the countless books gathered in the library. This coffee really has a nice aroma to it, doesn't it? Sitting back and enjoying a cup of Sharon's coffee, engrossed in a book, I think I found the very definition of bliss. Well, I can see where you're coming from. It never ceases to amaze me how many books there are in here, or even the variety of topics and genres represented. I guess Gwen always had a pretty broad range of interests though, so it makes sense his library would be as diverse. Indeed, but that only makes it more difficult to decide which volume to read next. Although I must admit, I was a little disappointed to find one particular genre unrepresented here. Oh, which one? The titillating tales loved by fair ladies all across the Empire. Stories about the lives and loves of handsome gentlemen, books that warmed the hearts of all who thrilled to their prose. Oh, those books. I remember you saying those were pretty popular at St. Astra too, right? But Courageous was lacking in that genre. Till Dorothy came and seeded it with some volumes from her own collection. So, does Elise, have any interest in those kinds of books? It's much more magical just to leave the truth of things to your imagination. We're talking about a realm created by and for pure-hearted maidens, after all. It's not a place where gentlemen should tread lightly. Fair enough. I'm curious, but not that curious. Try to at least regulate your corrupting influence, though. That'd be great. If that's truly what you wish, I suppose I ought to respect your wishes. But teasing her is my most cherished pastime, so I'd really prefer to keep at it. I wonder if she realizes her struggles are mainly just for entertainment. Still, teasing or not, I'm glad Elise has at least one close friend she can depend on. Oh, and speaking of entertaining pastimes, I actually learned a delightful little card game called Blade from Sharon yesterday. Perhaps we could play a few rounds together. That sounds fun. I accept your challenge. We got the cards and began what seemed like would be a few quick, friendly games of Blade. As I played, things unexpectedly end up getting fairly heated, which each of them determined to come out top while holding nothing back. In the end, the time they spent playing together was as enjoyable as the time they had spent reading. This really is quite an amusing little game. It's nice that even an inexperienced player like me doesn't start at too great of a disadvantage. Yeah, the updated version has a lot more strategy to it though. But, I have a lot of fond memories of this version of the game. I almost can't help but like it. In fact, Crow's the one who gave me my very first deck of blade cards. Oh, really? It was sad to see the two of you fighting each other, especially after all you've been through together. What is it that forced the two of you to fight like this? Well, ultimately I think it's a battle of wills. Both of us are too stubborn just to give up and walk away. What do you mean? Green told Princess Alphen about everything that had happened between him and Crow. As he went on dredging up those memories from what seemed like a lifetime ago, he went through a whole spectrum of emotions. Yet through it all, she had quietly and considerately listened until he finished telling her all that there was to tell. You can think of it as a high-stakes game of Blade, Crow on one side, me on the other. Neither of us are willing to compromise on the things that make us who we are. Our beliefs, our past, our friends. Without compromise, all that's left to us is to meet each other head-on and see who comes out on top. I just hope that while we're doing that, we'll discover where life will lead us and what to do with ourselves when this is over. I see. Boys will be boys, I suppose. But hearing you describe it, I almost envy Crow's position. Huh? Why's that? Oh, I just meant Elise would probably think that if she were here right now. Envying Crow, I mean. After all, it's almost like fate is pushing you and Crow together. It fills my imagination with thoughts. Just a word to the wise. Guys aren't too hot about being paired up with their male friends when they don't mean that way. Tell that to Tumblr. Well, like it or not, I consider myself someone fully invested in this little battle of wills now. So I intend to stay with you and see how it all pans out. More than welcome to come along for the ride, Your Highness, wherever it may take us. I'll be sure to watch over that fateful crash between you and Crow when time comes, especially since it's sure to lead to some juicy developments for us ladies. Okie dokie. Alright, lower levels, here we come. You have 10 more events. Ah, jeez, where is everybody? Well, Makius is the only one on the upper level, so might as well visit him. I'll be taking a look around the Roer Institute of Technology soon. It's practically the premier technical university in the country, so I think any time I spend there will be to my benefit. I'd imagine so. We did go inside during our field study, but that was just for Professor Schmidt's request, so we didn't explore much. Still, it's very you to make a break for the nearest school when you finally get a little time to rest. Well, if there's something I can only see while we're here, why wouldn't I? Maybe you should do the same. No better way to lift your spirits than to get your mind off what's getting them down. I'll keep that in mind, thanks. Maybe he's right. Checking out the Institute probably would cheer me up. Yeah, I think you're onto something here. Would it be okay if I tagged along? Of course. I was kinda hoping you would. Shall we? Oh, it's a car. Whoa. What was that? Sorry about that, guys. Hey, I recognize you two. You guys came here for a field study one time with your other classmates, right? Hit that nail on the head, but I'm explaining what those two tiny cars are. Actually, I think I remember seeing them during our field study, too. These babies? They're a new kind of toy that we're developing. We're calling them orbital remote-controlled cars. They're basically little cars that run on orbital power that you can drive around with these radio frequency control devices. With things settling down in here in Roer, we'll have to test our new and improved ones all around town. That's some impressive technology. It replicated the look of the Reinford's company's Lux line of vehicles very well, too. Oh, do you recognize what Maki is? The number of cars on the roads of Heimdall, you start to recognize different models after a while. So I eventually decided to start doing some research into what each one had to offer. The Luke series was the ones I found myself particularly fond of, so its name stuck in my head. Now there's a man with taste. If you can appreciate the beauty of these little babies, you're gonna go far in life. Actually, you're just the kind of guy who would like to give this thing a little test run. Are you serious? As serious as we've ever been. We want as many people playing with these things as possible, right? Ooh, actually, it'd be great if you can grab another friend too. Three people racing against each other wouldn't just be awesome, but provide us with some valuable data. Well, in that case, I'd be happy to play with your cars for you. You already know who our third will be, though I hardly call him a friend. Wait, you're not thinking of Usus, obviously? Just to beat him at something? Yep, he was. All the things you could summon me out of the blue for. A toy car race. Still, it's not as though I have anything better to do. I accept your challenge. Smile while you still can. I expect you to give this your all too, Reen. Okay, if you insist. Well, now that you know the controls, the course will take you from here, around the front of the RF building, and to the top of the steps over near F. You're gonna have to chase after your cars though, since the orbital waves have a limited range. Well then, shall we get started? Take positions. Ready, set, go! Zoom, zoom. Their cars left the starting line. The race of the century began. The three of them chased furiously after their cars, struggling to adjust to the unfamiliar controls. And as they finally neared the finish line, Eustace and Machias hit their competitive peak, each one desperate to claim victory. Yeah, get the hell out of my way. Kneel before me, fool. Guys, calm down a bit or you're gonna... Oh. What? Impossible. They crashed. Nice. We have our winner. In first place, Reen Schwarzer. Seriously? It was a neck-and-neck race, but once they crashed their cars, Eustace and Machias didn't stand a chance. Looks like you got a bit carried away at the wheel there, fellas. That was careless of me. This is completely ridiculous. Well, we got some fantastic data thanks to you three. I'll have to get this back to the lab and start brainstorming improvements right away. Great work, you guys. Thanks. Race complete. Eustace went back to whatever he was doing, and the researchers skipped off gleefully to the Institute. Didn't expect that would end up being such a big thing. I'm a little frustrated that he didn't manage to come in first. But if the whole thing cheered you up, I'd say it was well worth doing. Thanks, Machias. That means a lot. Hey, no need to make a big deal out of it. On a more pragmatic note, I can't see something like toy cars becoming very successful during wartime. Just another reason for us to fight for peace, I suppose. Yeah, that's a fight I'm sure we'll win. Besides, if these things ever make it to market, we can have another race. Sounds good to me. Next time, I'm taking Eustace down. Whatever you say, Machias. Almost maxed. Everybody is almost maxed. Alright, where to go? You have to go down a level. Oh hey Eustace, how's it going? I'll be heading out shopping soon. From our perspective, causing one of the 4th grade houses to withdraw from the war is a monumentous achievement. Momentous. Whatever. But for my brothers, it's likely all within the realm of expectation. I doubt we've caused them a moment's hesitation. The only thing that it's done is reclassify us as more of a threat, so we'll need to be more careful than ever as we fly around. Yikes. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Still, it would not advise becoming so cautious that we're unable to get anything done. That's a thought for another time. Right now you should focus on taking some time to unwind. I think I will. Thanks, Eustace. Resting up wouldn't be so bad, but maybe I should join a minute shopping. Could I join you? Honestly, shopping for supplies sounds like it could relieve stress just as well as a nap. Do what you will. My first stop is RF Arms. Are you really going to use all these whetstones on your sword? And how much reinforcing tape does that hilt need? Better be too well prepared than found wanting in a pinch, particularly with the future as uncertain as it is. I'd expect my father is already aware of what happened here in Nordia. Knowing him, he's probably already preparing to retaliate. Maybe you're right. Especially with him working on the soldat-like piece for his own personal use. Which is why we prepare ourselves as best we can for whatever lies ahead. Speaking of, I still have a number of other things to buy, including a book that the war managed to delay. Come, we're going to the general store. Okay, sure. I'm starting to pick up a lot, though. Think we're going to be able to carry all this back to the ship? We aren't doing anything. You are. What? Reen, take this to the counter. We don't have all day. Pack mule, Reen. I think my arms are starting to go dead. How'd you end up getting me to carry all this for you? I mean, I guess I could have said no, but still. Come now, you won't make me waste my strength with such a heavy load, would you? Besides, given all the time you spend assisting the student council, I'd imagine you're used to menial tasks like this. I'm mincing my words. I'll just pretend I'm Toa. I doubt you'd ever give her any guff, no? There's a mental image I wasn't prepared for. Rather than leaving your mind free to focus on the burdens you need not shoulder, come along now. Wait, is he trying to keep me busy so I don't have to think about what happened yesterday? That's really nice of him. In a cold, off-putting, useless sort of way. But even so, I'm grateful. Reinvigorated by Yuzu's awkward show of kindness, Rin carried his baggage from shop to shop without a single word of complaint. The two spent a long time in each shop they visited, scanning the shelves and putting more and more into poor Rin's pile. While the experience was exhausting, it did indeed take his mind off his worries. I get what he's trying to do, but I don't know how much more of this my arms can take. Come on, Yuzus, you can at least take something. Anything. Yuzus? Something in that magazine catch your eye? What is that? It's not the Imperial Chronicle. Look for yourself. The Noble Alliance marches to victory. The glorious Noble Alliance, led by Duke Cayenne, Pepper, and Chief of Staff Rufus Alberea, continues their victorious streak. Their quest to carry out the country into a new, brighter future feels all more than complete with each new success. It should only be a matter of time before the foolish Imperial Army is eradicated once and for all. Well, this is quite the article. Not exactly going for the unbiased approach, are they? Of course not. I imagine their writers are all just as much on the Alliance's thumb as those at the Imperial Chronicle. They're trying to manipulate public perception of the Alliance in preparation for their rule after the war is won. Both Duke Cayenne, Pepper, and my brother not only think of how to win the war, but also how to control Erabonia afterward. That's how far ahead they're able to think. Sorry, Yuzus. This must be hard on you. Still, that doesn't mean we're going to lose out by not doing the same. Instead of focusing on the way things might be, we should focus on the here and now. What we can do to change things. If we do, I'm sure the future we want will fall into place. Wouldn't you agree? Well, I wouldn't disagree. So what if they're thinking 3 moves ahead? It all falls apart if we do something to shake up their plans. And that's just what we'll do. We'll get the future we want. To think you're capable of such positivity so soon. I suppose you still have much more of a capacity for it than I do. I want you back to your usual self as soon as possible, Reen. You won't be able to secure this future of ours otherwise. I'll see what I can do. Their shopping complete, they lugged their purchases back to the Courageous, stored them in the ship's hold, and went back out onto Roer. Oh, hey, Emma. The city is so amazing that I almost can't take it all in. It's not so much a different city as a different world. Nothing's familiar. I know a lot of our classmates feel this way, but I grew up in such a rural area that I can hardly believe what I'm looking at. Yeah, I felt the same at first time I was here. It's a far cry from Ymir, that's for sure. Still, while you're here, why not walk around and take in the sights? It's a bit intimidating, but there's a lot to see. It sounds like a fun idea. And Reen, I know it's hard, but I hope things get better for you soon. Thanks, Emma. I hope so too. Maybe she'd appreciate a guide. Roer is a big place and all. Not really. How about I give you a guided tour of the place? I've been here before, so I should be able to give you a decent one at least. Not Alyssa grade, but still. Are you sure you wouldn't mind? I'd love that. Zurich is incredible, isn't it? True enough. Isn't the only one on the continent. These, well, you surprised that they were introduced in more cities here in Nerbonia. That dialogue went by way too quick. Probably because they were on the escalator. What's that big structure over there? An orbital generator, apparently. They provide the energy that this town and its factories need to work. I heard they have plans to make more of them, too. Or at least they had plans. I'm guessing they've been put on hold until the Rheinford company's fully organized again. It's amazing that technology like this actually exists. It's like magic in a way. The magic technology thing, how they're indistinguishable. Green continued to show Emma around the city, focusing primarily on the things one couldn't find anywhere else. I mean, orbital arts are technically that in this universe. Eventually, their tour came to an end, and they decided to stop for a rest. There's so much to take in here that my head's still spinning. Every time I thought I'd seen all there was to see, you led me to something else that was even more incredible. That's the same way I felt the first time I was here. It gets even more incredible when you realize that in a few decades, places that look like this could be the norm. You may be right, especially with the way technology is always advancing. It reminds me of something I read in a book once. It said, technology that is beyond the comprehension of the observer is indistinguishable from magic. That's one way to look at it, for sure. But if that is the case, where does it leave witches like me? If people develop new technology, it's embraced with open arms, but our equally convenient magic is feared as heretical. That's why we're forced to live in the shadows, hiding both our existence and our powers away from the people. Is that the only reason we exist? To fulfill our duties that nobody even knows about while the world leaves us behind? Sorry, Emma, I never realized you felt that way. No, not at all. I'm the one who should be sorry. I didn't mean to ramble at you like this. You're shouldering a far heavier burden than I am right now. Another person's worries are the last thing you need. Even more so than when my duty as a witch is to support you. I'm sure Grandmother and Celine would be very annoyed at me right now. You don't have anything to be sorry for. And honestly, all your concerns make sense to me. I don't think anyone exists just to fulfill some arbitrary set of duties, especially you. You really think so? Sure, you're a witch. That doesn't have to define who you are as a person. To us, you're Emma, our class president and our friend, who just also so happens to be a witch. Nobody gets to pick how they're born, but everyone deserves to choose how they want to live their life. I suppose you're right. So don't let being a witch force you into dedicating your life to fulfilling your duties or whatever. Focus on finding something that you want to do. We're all here to help you do that. You know that, right? You're not alone. I don't think anyone else in our class has figured out exactly how to live their life either. When you put it that way, there's no supposing about it, is there? You're right. Thank you, Reen. It may not be easy to find something I want to do for myself, but it may be time that I start thinking long and hard about it. If I run into any difficulties, though, you'll be the first person I come to for support. Whenever you need it, I'll be there. Bonding. Maybe, blah blah blah. Back to the bottom floor. Yeah, we can recruit Lynn now. Hey. Are there any other green check marks? Well, I guess I'll figure out when I finish the mission. Alright, Milliam. I guess the Angra's pretty much stuck in Roer Station for the time being. Well, better stuck than under Alliance control, right? Now that I think about it, I never went and got what I left in there a while ago. Maybe I should grab it before it starts running again. Maybe I should tag along. It'd be kinda cool to take a look around inside, too. Mind if I join you, Milliam? We didn't exactly get to look around last time we were in there, and to be honest, I'd kinda like to. I'm not stopping you. No words of fee. Let's roll! They spoke to the RMP officers guarding the station and were granted permission to step aboard the Eisengraph. Once aside, they went straight to the front carriage, and Milliam found what she was looking for on the engine room's dashboard. Teddy bear. Oh, it's a stuffed bear. Pretty big one, too. He's awesome, isn't he? Grant bought him for me a while back as a reward for completing a mission. He did? I'm having a hard time imagining Chancellor Osborne buying someone something so cute as a present. Yeah, I guess he didn't seem like the type, huh? He probably bought it for me on a whim. Oh, I wasn't trying to suggest he was a cold-hearted person or anything. Hey, while we're here, wanna go do some exploring? I bet the chairs here are way softer than any sofa you've ever tried. Sure, why not? So, we're putting the RMP out, remember? We can't spend too long in here. Man, you weren't kidding. These really are comfy. It was a gift from the Emperor, though. It's no wonder that'd be so ritzy. I know, right? I'm jealous of how much he got to use it, too. He got to live it up on his way to the conference in Crossbell. Oh yeah, Prince Oliver and Toa were on board for that trip, too. Although we never saw Toa in Azure. What's up? Nothing. I was just thinking about how this train lost its master. Same way you, Captain Claire, and the other Ironbloods have. Oh, that's true. Guess he can't really live it up anymore if he's dead, huh? Nothing we could do about it, though. Crow outsmarted him, and that's that. Still, can't believe he actually managed to kill him. I wasn't expecting you to be able to talk about him so impartially. I mean, if you're upset about it, there's no need to force yourself not to let it show, you know? Why would I be? Dad was shot by that Jaeger. I was beside myself with worry and anger. And the Chancellor was like a father to all of you, wasn't he? So, I'm just saying, there's no need to force yourself to seem happy. Be a shoulder to cry on. Sorry, I really don't know what you mean. What is it even like to cry anyway? What do you mean, what's it like to cry? Surely you've done it before. Everyone has. I'm asking because I seriously don't know. Wait, you're serious? You never cried? Not once? Guess not. I felt moved when reading books and kind of felt lonely when someone wasn't there anymore. But being so upset about something that tears come out of your eyes just seems kind of alien to me. How? She's never cried? Never? She's younger than the rest of us, but by her age, most people have done it more than they can count. Huh? What'd you go all quiet for? Are you still down about the stuff with B? Cheer up, okay? It's no fun if you're all gloomy like this. No, it's okay. I was having a hard time processing what you were saying. I just want you to remember one thing. To all of us in Class 7, you're both a classmate and a friend. If anything were ever to happen to you, all of us would be incredibly upset. Enough to cry a lot. Just remember that. Okay. I still don't know what you're trying to say, but I'll keep that in mind. I really like you all you guys too. Come on, with how reckless you are, you're gonna run into trouble way before I do. Fair point. I'll be careful. When they finished talking, the two left Eisengraph, stuffed bear in hand. Alright, who's next? Elliot is. Can't stop thinking about our field study here from earlier in the year. Sure, it was tough, but it was fun. And V was still alive. Yeah, even if we did think he died back at the mine, I'm guessing news of V's actual death has probably reached Crow by now. I wonder how he's taking it. Sorry, it was probably super insensitive of me for me to bring him up. Just try and cheer up, okay? Elliot's definitely worried about me. Maybe we should hang out for a while. I've got a great idea for something we can do together. Come with me, Reen. What's going on now? You'll find out soon enough. Let's go. Elliot dragged Reen into the Rhineford building. And, after he borrowed a few things, Elliot dragged him right back out again. Huh. It sort of looks like the same kind of orbital guitar I used back at the festival. That's because it is. Both that and the keyboard were made by the Rhineford Company. They're display models, but they said we could use them since playing them right out here would make for good advertising. Should be all tuned up now. I've already got permission too, so shall we get started? Get started? Wait, you don't mean... Sure I do. Let's play some music. It's you and me, putting on a concert in the middle of the street. I don't recognize the tune. Huh. Despite the sudden start, the two played with gusto, their focus entirely on both their instruments and the performance. A surprising number of Roer's residents had stopped and listened and clapped for them, too. All in all, it was a success. Huh, that was something. Impressive work, Green. We were out of sync in a few spots and missed a note or two here and there. But it was fun, wasn't it? It was for me, at least. Yeah, it was fun. Just goes to show that music doesn't stop at giving strength to the listeners. The performers get some too, I guess. I was every bit as happy there as I was when we performed at the festival. I'm a little biased, but I'd say playing yourself is even more fun than listening, to be honest. That's probably one of the reasons I just can't seem to give music up. Thanks for inviting me to join you, Elliot. It's definitely helped cheer me up. You're very welcome. We'll have to do this again if we can. There's some time to practice, hopefully. Not just us either. The whole class, just like back at the festival. It sounds great. I hope we get another chance to do something like that. Street concert complete, Reen and Elliot went back to Rhineford HQ to return their instruments with smiles of elation on their faces. Unsurprisingly, Elliot is still at the bottom of everything. Bottom of the list. Alright. If he's at the airport, I guess I'll go visit her first. Since she's a little out of the way. Not just a little, she's at the far corner. Okay. Name back to your ship, Reen? Nah, not yet. I'm just wandering and figuring out what to do. If I really can't think of anything, I'll probably go check in on Valimar and then laze around inside. I'm exhausted after everything that went down today. Me too. It's hard to get what happened to V out of my head. Might have been our enemy, but he gave his condolences to our boss's death back at the mine, so it's hard to hate him. He did, didn't he? I almost forgot. I guess it makes sense that I'm not the only one who feels down after all that. It might do me some good to spend some time with V since we're both here. Hey, mind if I hang out with you for a bit? I mean, if you think I'll be in the way, just tell me and I'll get going. Of course you won't. Stay here for as long as you like. Thanks, V. Kill it! Wild animal! Huh? What's the kitten doing here? Doesn't look too happy. He's been separated from his mother. He's not wearing a collar, so I'm guessing he's a stray. Don't worry, we've got some time before we need to head back. Let's see if we can reunite him with his mother, shall we? Kitten in hand, Reen and Fee started walking around the city, trying to find where the kitten's mother could be. The kitten being a stray, they assumed that finding his mother was going to be an easy task, and they were completely right. It wasn't going to be an easy task, and they were completely right. Rin and Fee asked everyone they could, even Celine, and searched for the missing mother cat with every fiber of their being. In the end. Over there. Looks like you found her mother. Yep. Even without knowing what they're saying, it's obvious that they're family. I mean, they're like identical clones of each other, with one of them being shrunken down. I'm just glad we were able to reunite these two. Me too. His mother must have been looking for him all this time. Nice to know his family didn't abandon him after all. B. King him around reminded me of something that happened the day the boss died. Just before he fell in battle, too. What happened? He wanted to watch the battle between him and the Red Constellation's leader, so he set up camp nearby. All of a sudden, a Jaeger wandered into our camp. A girl about my age. Shirley, right? Maybe a year older than me, I don't know. You come from Red Constellation's camp on the other side of the battlefield. All because she was chasing a stray cat. Hold on, she wandered into an enemy camp just before a battle? That seems like an incredibly bad idea. What happened? Well, we didn't attack her or anything. They weren't exactly in the mood to start anything with us at that point either. So the two of us just talked while she played with the cat. Wow, I can hardly imagine having a casual conversation with an enemy just before your leaders fight to the death. It's also kind of depressing to think that there are other Jaegers your age out there too. I guess, we're not exactly rare. But she was really strong. Strong enough to lead a whole battalion in their corps. It was like she lived to be out on the battlefield and killing. Loved fighting as much as anyone I've ever seen. She was more a man-eating tiger than a girl. Sounds like the two of you are total opposites. People tend to paint all Jaegers with the same brush, but the more I talk to you, the more I realize how different they all are. Wonder what she's doing now. Joining Ouroboros. I bet she's okay though. She was strong. Strong enough that she'd be fine even if her family left her behind. That's another way we're different. Unlike her, as soon as my family left me, I became a weak little girl who couldn't do anything for herself. There's more than strength than just proficiency in battle, you know. And even if there weren't, you become a much better fighter since you joined Class 7. I've definitely seen big improvement since our first battle as a class. Maybe you're right. If I am, though, it's because all of you have been there to support me. There's no question about that. Hey, we all help each other to improve and get stronger, both on the battlefield and off. You've helped every one of us. But we've all got room to grow, and at this rate, we're going to need to do as much growing as we can. Yeah? Well, you've got a point. But together, we'll get strong enough to get through all this. I know we will. The conversation at an end, they watched the two cats scurry off into the distance. Alright, next up we have Gaius, who's just standing here, I guess. Hey guys, you highway bound? That's right, Rena might head out and fish for a while to pass the time. One of Grin's favorite fishing holes is supposed to be out there, so I thought I'd give it a try for myself. Oh yeah? I know that one. It's not far from where our boat first landed. Just be careful though. The monsters have gotten a lot tougher than they were when Gwyn used to fish out there. Oh, I will. Don't worry about me. In fact, you shouldn't be worried about anything at all. Take some time to de-stress yourself while you've got it. Everyone has times when they just need to open a window and let some fresh air into their lives. I'll give that a try, thanks. Maybe fishing with Gaius will help me open that window he mentioned. Well, how about we fish together? If it's a good enough way for you to unwind, it's good enough for me. That's what I like to hear. We're gonna catch all the fish. Green and Gaius made a beeline to Quinn's old fishing spot on the Spinaby Road. Once they made it there, the two got right to fishing. Feels like ages since I put up Just put my cares to the side for a while and cast out a line like this? Yeah, ever since the war started, we've had no shortage of things to be worried about. Probably healthy for us to take an opportunity to unwind every now and then. Yeah, even now I'm feeling all the built-up tension just kind of soften and melt away. Did you fish much back home? I got in some good rod in real time, sure. Hardly as much as Gwyn, though. He used to take me on his boat to fish, especially when he could tell I was feeling down about something. Huh. Really? You always seem so composed. I guess I just assumed that nothing ever really got to you like that. Man, that's embarrassing to admit. We all got our worries. Don't fret about it. Sure, I feel down sometimes, but it always passes in time. Back home, I was always surrounded by people who cared about me. Mom, Dad, my siblings, neighbors in the settlement. Whenever I started feeling down, they were there to cheer me up. I always tried to do what I could to be there for them in the same way. That sounds like a good life. And that's how you became the dependable guys we all look up to. Well, I don't know if I'd go that far. So I'd like to think if there was anything you need, you'll be able to rely on me. Class would never have come as far as we have if we hadn't supported each other along the way. You're right about that. I'll make sure to keep it in mind. Is that the sound of a... Oh. I thought it was the reel for a second. Monsters. Damn. Might have noticed them earlier if we had been paying more attention. This reminds me back when I rescued Lieutenant General Vander a year ago. But at least that time I had a horse. Well, this time, you got me. True. Together we can take them. Drawing their weapons, Reen and Gaius fought valiantly against a horde of monsters. And despite being vastly outnumbered, they triumphed by making the most of each other's strengths in combat. Well, I'd say we managed to beat the odds, wouldn't you? See? You are dependable, just like I said. It takes two to cover each other's backs. Whenever you need me, I'll have yours. Likewise. The battle won, they made their way back to Roer. Alright. Next. Alright, we have 3 left. ToCS in the diner. We're right here, so we might as well get that over with. What the heck? I think the dead zone on the controller's weird. Hopefully it won't be that big of an issue. Hi, Reen. Hey there. Glad to see you're taking it easy. You've earned it. Right back at you, Angelica. Are we taking a break together, then? You certainly are. Nothing makes me happier than spending some quality time with my dear, sweet Toa. George is at the Institute, too, so it's just the two of us. And it's about time I whisk her off to her own private little world. No, Angie, stop. You haven't really changed a bit. But in a weird way, I missed this. Now we just need Crow. Yeah. Our crew won't be complete until we drag his ass back home kicking and screaming. Maybe I should ask to join them since I'm here and all. Hey, would you ladies mind if I joined you? Not at all. I guess we'll have to pay for you since you're the bright-eyed little first year. This really is relaxing. The tea here is nice for a working class dinner, isn't it? I've always been fond of this place. I always used to sneak out of the mansion for some booze. I mean, to relax like a sweet and innocent young maiden. Angie, you aren't supposed to be drinking alcohol. Forgive me, my dear. Still, it feels like it's been ages since we were last able to sit and talk like this. Settling things with my father paid off. It really has been too long. Yeah, it has. Hold on. Your hair's looking a little disheveled, Toa. What? Is it? Well, it makes sense that it might, I guess. Ever since I started wearing the captain's hat, I haven't been paying much attention. That won't do it all. Your hair's so long and beautiful, you need to take better care of it. I know, why don't I comb it for you? Oh, would you mind? It's been so long since you last did it, I kinda miss it. You're so close, it's adorable. That should do the trick. Huh. Wow. It's kind of strange seeing you with your hair down, but I gotta admit, it really suits you. You think? She looks surprisingly mature when she lets her hair down, doesn't she? Cuteness and maturity. The best of both worlds. She's such a queen. Okay, that's enough, Angie. Can I please have my ribbon back? Nope, not yet. This is my chance to try all kinds of fun things with your hair. I had a collection of ribbons stored away for the next time I got to play with it like this. See right there while I go get them. Hold on a minute. Too late. She's unbelievable. I don't know, Toa. There's no harm in spending time like this together once in a while. When you think about it, these are the kinds of peaceful moments we're fighting to return to. That's true enough. Angie and I were recently talking about how things would have been if the war hadn't started. If we were still at the academy, our time would have been rapidly coming to an end. We're second year, so this is the time we really need to be thinking about what to do after graduation. Oh yeah. Have been able to give that any thought? Yeah, I'm okay. Fortunate enough to have received offers from all kinds of organizations and ministries. George has gotten them from research facilities and institutes all across the country. And Angie seems to have a lot in her mind about what to do, too. With her family and all. I've got my work cut out for me. I hope to be in as good a position as you guys when I graduate. You are still a first year, so I wouldn't sweat it if I were you. You still got plenty of time. To tell you the truth, though, I think the war has made all of us more unsure of what to do. Even assuming that when it does end, that we're able to go back to our lives like they were before, I feel like we have a duty to think about this country's future. Just picking some career off a list isn't good enough. I'm amazed you're thinking on such a grand scale. Personally, I feel like I've gotten my hands full just thinking of my own future. I can't really compare. That's not true at all. I think it's only because that you were able to... I think it's only because of you that we're able to see things like this. Sorry? Well, your class is a source of hope to all of us. It's only because you got the hope that we can believe in what we can even think of what to do when the war's over. As long as you're out there fighting to bring it to an end, we can all believe that the end will really come. So let's keep fighting together, okay? We're able to save Angie, so I'm sure we could do anything else we put our minds to. You think so? What I'm even saying, of course we can. I feel a lot better now. Thanks, Toa. Glad I could help. Ooh, did I miss something? Oh, you're back. If you wanted to join a date with my little Toa, you should have asked, Reen. You're the only man I'd ever think of entrusting her to. I would have helped set things up nice and smooth. What are you talking about, Angie? Angelica made her way over to the table and went right to work trying an obscene number of cute ribbons on Toa. Reen casually sat back and enjoyed his cup of tea, every once in a while collecting a warm smile and an increasingly flustered Toa. Well, let's go meet Laura. This is my first time seeing Roer. I must admit I'm very impressed. My expectations are high given the Reinfer Company's presence here, but I can safely say that they've been shattered. I think that a single shop alone has more types of orbital goods than the entirety of the Gram. I feel kind of like a child in a candy store, to be honest. There's so much I want to look at while I'm here. I could go for some window shopping. Mind if we look around together? Nothing like shelves full of stuff to take your mind off things. By all means. Let's see what this place has to offer. I honestly can't remember exactly which ones we did not do. Huh, so this is an orbital refrigerator. I'm pretty sure we did this one. I noticed there was a large one in the Courageous' kitchen, but I wasn't entirely sure what it was at the time. Oh, now that you mention it, we do have one aboard, don't we? Being able to just stick food in there and have it stay fresh for days is pretty awesome. So it is. I wouldn't mind having one for myself when I want to prepare a boxed lunch. How much does one cost? Maybe I'll consider one when my skill in cooking improves enough to justify the expenditure. Let's go look at something else. Right. She actually seems pretty disappointed she can't get one. What's this? The design is rather avant-garde. It says here that it's an orbital vacuum cleaner. You press a button and it'll suck up dust and crumbs. So it's like the orbital version of a broom, I guess. Ah, that does sound pretty convenient. I'd like to give it a try. Let's see. Laura carefully pressed the button on the vacuum cleaner, and it explodes. I don't think you're supposed to turn on appliances in the store like that. Sorry, I guess the curiosity got the better of me. I suppose I should turn it off then. Is this the button you press to do that? Why is it vibrating even louder and more forcefully? Excuse me, miss. Well, you certainly seem none too pleased with us. I'm sorry, Reen. Don't worry about it. It's not often I get to see you get into trouble like that. I guess technology isn't your forte, huh? Apparently not. I mean, I have an interest in it, but very little experience actually using it. I think I'd be able to use all the appliances here if I had the chance to learn, though, just like I did with our combat ordnance. By the way, what are these? They're, orbital washing machines, by the look of it. You put their clothes in there and it'll wash them for you. Melissa had a few in her house, from what I remember. Wow, that sure sounds convenient. Fascinating. I wonder how it works. Let me see. Nora, don't! Not again. My apologies. So, which of these buttons turns it off? This one? No, maybe this one. Please tell me you haven't done what I think you've done. I'm afraid it appears I've broken it. Excuse me, miss? Fortunately for Laura and me, the damage was much less severe than it looked. They were able to repair the orbital washing machine. The employee was understandably furious, but thanks to their connection with Alyssa, he was kind enough to overlook what happened. I can't believe I made such a blunder, not just once, but twice. Well, at least you're able to fix it, right? Also, that ends well, I guess. Still, it does feel like you were, born into the way of the sword. You don't need to make my lack of domestic skills sound like some kind of winning quality. I'm all too aware of the areas where I come up short, and if I took up cooking in an effort to become more refined, but I wasn't planning to admit that here. Still, I'm glad I got the chance to see a side of you no one else really gotten to see. And hey, no one's good at everything. We've all got our weak spots. Well, that's true, but you and I aren't so different in that regard, you know? All of us have roles we're good at fulfilling, and those we aren't, we need to learn to rely on others. I want you to promise that you won't try to shoulder everything yourself. All of us are here with you to share that burden. Huh. Yeah, you're right. Thanks, Laura. Laura has to max out bonding. And last we have Sarah in Jackass's shop. Hey, Jackass. Jackass is doing some maintenance on my orbital gun for me. With a name like that, I wasn't sure what to expect when Alyssa introduced me to him, but he seems like he really knows his stuff. I just wish he had a bit more of a refined, dandyish aura about him, sort of like Gwen. Then he'd be more my type. The inside of your head must be a terrifying place to live. You have no idea, Reen. All kidding aside, though, you should take this chance to make sure all your gear's in good shape. There's no telling when you'll need to put it through some hard use, and it always pays to be prepared. Maybe I should take this chance to have a look around here, too. Say, would you mind if I hung around here with you until your maintenance is finished up? Now that you look around, there seem to be a lot of things here worth checking out. You can if you want. But I think what you really need is something else. What do you mean by that? Get your sword ready. As soon as he's finished with my gun, there's somewhere I want to take you. More combat training? As it turned out, that somewhere ended up being the Nordia Highway. Alrighty, I don't think anyone's gonna come barging in and disturbing us all the way out here. Yeah, I doubt it, but why did you bring me here in the first place? It should be obvious. You told me not to forget my sword, so I'm guessing it's not a date. Pshaw, you've never been on a Sarah date. Anyway, I hope you're ready to get all hot and heavy with me, as we pour ourselves into no-holds-barred combat training. Are you kidding me? And this time I'm not going to hold anything back, so you better be ready. And I want you to fight me like your life depends on it. Because you can lead this little excursion one of two ways. Walking with your head held high, or on a stretcher. I don't know what brought this on, but I can see this isn't one of your usual gags. In that case, I'd accept your challenge. You'll get only my best today. So began their intense battle. True to her word, Sarah came at Roer with all the fury of a raging storm. Despite bringing the best of his skill to bear, he was just barely able to withstand her assaults. But he never went ogre form. How are you so strong? So this is what it's like when you're not pulling your punches, huh? Damn straight. It was not a nice place. It's not a fair place. But I fought tooth and nail for my place in it anyway. The world takes from me too. I've almost lost count of how many irreplaceable things it's taken from me. So many friends, allies, I don't even have a homeland to call my own now. Instructor? I did whatever I had to keep on living no matter what. And I stand before you now as a sum of all those ugly, painful experiences. Life will knock you down over and over again. But if you rise just one more time, that makes you the victor. That's something I kept on believing. And seeing you students give it your all has only strengthened that belief. That's why I've decided that everything life has taught me in the School of Hard Knocks, I'm going to teach you. Not through words or lessons or fancy platitudes, but through battle. I'm ready to learn. I ain't gotten the better of me before, but I'm ready for round 2 anytime. Attaboy. Let's not waste time chit-chatting then. You ready? They resumed their battle and the intense training continued. Roer focused everything on the fight, fending off Instructor Sarah's onslaught the best he could. And after a long, difficult fight... Looks like neither of us has the energy to go another round. Guess I'll have to call this one a draw, but at the very least, I'd say we got in some good training. Well fought, Roer. It's kinda scary how strong you are, though. It was all I could do to keep you at bay. I didn't even get a proper hit on you in the end. You could have, though. All you had to do was fire out that power of yours. And you should have, since, you know, I specifically told you to fight like your life depended on it. But, just nothing with you. That consideration you always show for others is part of what makes you strong. I know you're still beating yourself up over what happened yesterday, and that's totally understandable. But at the end of the day, you gotta get past it and move on. No one can do that for you. But you will, though. I have no doubt about that. So just keep your chin up and gaze forward, I guess. Thanks, Instructor. I'll try at least. A lot of people are counting on me, and I don't want to let them down. The two stayed and rested for a while to get their strength back, and once they felt better, they walked together back to Roer. Well, we made it through this very painful day. It only took an hour. So then I guess we head to the airport and leave. Whoops. Hopefully we have all the points for the chapter. It's on the lower level, I'm an idiot. Let's get on board. You should have 40 points. Nice.
Upper rank you go. Here's a bonus from the academy.
Another domination.
Well
Thank
done.
you. We're all good. Well, let's just speed on past this. Alright. Gone air. Alright, let's go take a look at the next chapter, what's in store for us here. After clearing the Gone Air quest, we can get Black Records Book 4. Alrighty. Whoops. Alright. I can't remember what the group was for that one group chest. All right.
Where do you want to go?
Alright, so let us fly directly there if we want. Huh. Now then, I need to look at the last chapter again to see exactly where the one chest that is a 4-person chest is. Not that one. Alright, it's Nordia Highway.
Leave it to me.
Let's ride.
See, we can do the... Oh, we also have to beat up this boy. Oh yeah. Forgot I removed some quartz from good people because I had to bring garbage people along. Alright, so let's take his stuff off, his stuff off. I'm pretty sure I gave both of them stuff that other people should have, like Waterfall. Alright, Tac 2 should work. Give her that new domination we just got. Should have a second one here. Yep. It doesn't really matter what I give her. What? I'll give her action 3, why not? Or something similar. I don't have anything similar. Ah well. I feel tired. Not much I can do about that, unfortunately. Looks like I have to give her something in place of this. Evasion's 90%. So I should be missing something, right? Well, 90%'s enough, I guess. Well then.
Here I go.
Okay.
I'll handle
Huh.
this.
That did a lot less damage than I thought it would.
Now's up.
I'll let him attack and unleash hell.
Too slow.
Oh, he lived.
Okay.
My turn.
Alright, let's go to that chest. Elliot, Emma, Milliam, and Sarah. Elliot, Emma, Milliam, and Sarah. They'll live. I don't need to re-equip them.
We'll have to fight our way through. It's my turn. Here I go.
Uh-huh.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Look at me.
Alright, let's fix the party now. Alright. So that chest is now out of the way. Let's see, what can we get? Let's see, what character profiles were we missing again? Which one is Fee 2? Because I don't remember. I don't remember missing this one. Ah, great. Just give me 1 second. Fee's bonding event on December 26th. and we are on the 23rd, so we're good on that. Alright, let me reload the page because it was on the part where I actually knew who I was missing. Klein, Nicholas, and we already got Dorothy. And we still need Colette. Where was Colette? Oh yeah, Colette was at the very end of the game. Fuck. There we go. What the? Ah, nothing special. Let's see. Klein, number 1, Courageous on December 23rd after Gone Air. Nicholas after Margarita on December 23rd. Okay. So we can get both of these pretty much right now if we wanted. Let's head back to the guide. We'll do it as the guide wants. All right. So then, Crypta Nordia Highway 2 and Isengard Mountain 2. There's one in Isengard Mountain 2. Oh yeah.
Where do you want to go?
Over here. Alright, we'll do... Alright, so we won't do that yet. First off, the sweetest of challenges. When the quest starts, gathering, listen to everybody, and then pick Machias. Okay, so it was this one. The one where Blue Blanc gets really cheeky. Alright, so the infirmary. Oh yeah, I should probably make a save since I know this was a successful chapter. Alright. Might as well go through it slowly so I don't accidentally click it. And it's Machias. Oh. The guide actually shows get the trial chest that you missed from the previous act. Alright.
Where do you want to go?
Alright, so it says here, go to the RF store.
Leave it to me.
And speak to Hugo for his request. Alright. Alright, so now let's go to Legram.
Where do you want to go? Full speed ahead.
Not him. Alright, now we head to Ymir.
Where
I could go for a trade here too. Good stuff. Return back to Roer. Alright. To complete the quest.
Where do you want to go? Leave it to me.
Alright. Now go to Nordia Highway 3.
Let's get going.
Might as well oblige. It's all the way. Yeah, my controller has a weird dead zone. Going like up and right in a certain way. The dead zone isn't
Look sharp.
registering properly. That sucks. Not much I can do about that other than getting a new controller. Or I guess I could try taking this thing apart and cleaning it again. Probably overdue for a good clean.
Perfect for fishing. This spot is perfect for fishing.
Fish, dang it.
Caught one.
And... Alright, and we're back in Ymir, I guess. Might as well just run in here to restore CP real quick. All good. Alright then. Travel to Swartz Drake Barrier.
Leave it to me.
And talk to Rex. Oh, he gave me Gamble Jack Chapter 11. Gamble Jack 2 Chapter 11. Alright. Alright, and we need Milliam in our party. An easy enough fix for this one person. This monster. The most beautiful thing in the entire Trail series. Alright, let's return to the Courageous. Speak to Nicholas. Who's obviously in the kitchen. Because where else would he be? So then... Alright, now it wants us to go to the Isengard range to complete Gone Air. I'll create a save here, why not? Who knows if something will go wrong? I probably should have used an extra save slot. Oh well.
Where do you want to go?
Just scroll down on the guide here. Alright, so here we just fight stuff. Alright.
My turn. Impossible.
Nice and silent. Super stealth. Yeah, and we already got that, so you don't have to worry about it now.
My turn. Impossible.
Their audio just looped over each other. I love when stuff like that happens.
Here I go.
Impossible.
Okay, it's safer. Bring it up. Let's move.
Impossible.
Okay, it's safer.
Messed up. Targets eliminated.
Oof. Alright. Talk to you to get Black Ridge Chapter 4. I don't remember what happened, but I picked up this weird book. No get backs. Yeah. Dialogue isn't really important. Revisit the Isengard Mountains then. With Fee and Laura, which we're all good on that.
Where do you want to go? Full speed ahead.
There's also the boss at the end. We can fight him now, should we so choose.
I'll handle it.
My turn.
Let's head to the top of the mountain and see what happens. Should be interesting. Don't more chests show up too? Can't remember. No, it doesn't look like it. They're all closed. Or not closed. They've all been opened. Is the word I was looking for. Not closed. Alright. Now we got a big boy at the top of the mountain. This is sure to be good. Rip me. I am totally going to die.
My turn.
I'll handle this. Let's move.
Too difficult. Nearly died there. Alright, so then, after this, 3 new enemies, we already got all those. We have that. Speak to Alvin for the Medal of Strength from her. Where is she? Okay. Forget what the things are. The Grand Cordian, maybe? Eh. It's a good item, though, that's for sure. Probably don't have it yet. I don't know when we get it. Whatever. Meh. Anyway, next place. Oh no, wait, we have to speak to Klein and the Courageous. There we go. Notebook updated. So then, I believe that's everybody except for Fee, I think. And Colette. I forget about her. Still don't know how I missed her. Well then.
Where do you want to go?
Southwest end of North Kreutzen Highway, which is Celtic.
Leave it to me.
East Celtic Highway 2.
Let's ride.
Looks like it's on North Kreutzen Highway 3. Yep, there you are.
Here I go.
I'll handle it.
Very well.
Okay. My turn.
Let's move.
I probably should re-equip my party, shouldn't I?
I'll handle it. I'll handle it. Now. Okay. My now. Absolute victory.
Yeah, because she doesn't have anything. And she's missing an item. I think I'd give her 2 evergreens. Yeah, probably. For 100%. She doesn't have accuracy, but I guess it doesn't really matter when you one-shot everything. See, for him, should probably take a belt in the Grail Locket. I'll give her some resistances as well. But I don't know what to give her. Only I had another evergreen. Oh well. Alright, so then... Next. Shrine Trials, Part A. Well, they recommend the Arya Shrine here. There we go.
Where do you want to go?
No, it says Arya Shrine Trial. Which one does it want me to go to? It says blah blah blah. You'll need Emma in the party. All see on the entrance to the Terra Shrine, you will find Beryl. Alrighty then. Hey Beryl, how's it going? We do have Emma, don't we? Yes, we do. Hang on. Let's reorganize a party, because there's 2 chests in here. We need Alyssa, Fee, Machias, and Millium. So we're stuck for this party for a little bit. Or with this party for a little bit. Words are hard. Words are very hard.
My turn.
All these chests are still, opened. I read somewhere saying that there's something with a chest in these shrines that are easily missable. But I don't know. Nothing to lose. Believe I didn't really... Yeah, she... Arts attack. Arts attacker. Let's see. Yep. Ursef at 100 right there.
Please.
Oh.
Watch out!
I'll handle
Alrighty.
My turn. Now!
absolute victory.
Oh crap, do I even have somebody that can knock that down?
Leave this to me. My turn. Sit.
My turn. I can do.
Right. Ah!
That works.
Here I go.
My turn.
Alright then. So, wish I could go up and down. This. Let's see. We're looking north. Entrance. And that leads to section B.
Please take care around that one.
Yeah, there. Go.
Watch out. Here I go. Now.
Up here, there's a chest.
Look, Nas. Careful.
Here I go. Never.
My turn. I can.
Leave this. They're up.
My turn. Hostiles neutralized. I spy with
This
my
is
little
a
eye.
ancient glyph, as it says.
I can do this.
Right. Ah! Let's move.
Okay,
Alright, we got a box here. This is a tear-all.
that one's gonna be a pain.
Eh.
My turn.
Here I go. Never.
Nope. My turn. Good job.
Alright, so we got our 3 chests here.
That treasure chest is absolutely
Machias and
beautiful.
Millium.
Let's go.
That worked out.
What an ornate treasure chest.
I can do this. Targets eliminated.
What an ornate treasure chest.
Okay.
Alright. Now that that's over with. There's a water bell somewhere up there.
That one looks.
Watch out.
My turn. Right.
Let's move. Never change.
I'll handle it.
Leave this.
My targets eliminated. No problem.
Leave it. Take this. Let's move.
Okay. Please take care around that one.
Water. This guide is fucking wrong. It said it's a water bell. That is very clearly an earth bell.
Take home.
My turn.
Why you do this?
My turn.
I can do this. I'll handle it.
It's my.
Okay. Right. Okay.
Let's move. Right.
I'll handle it. Hostiles neutralized.
Alright, let's fight ourselves a boss. Nice.
That's that.
Got ourselves our Zumerian ore shard. Alright, let's skip ahead on the guide a little bit to see what is new. Hmm. Okay, so... whatever. Let's clear the Terra Shrine. Done. Alright, so let's see. Let's go to December 24th, December 25th. Alright. First shrine. Alright, lead the shrine for event. And speak to George and Courageous 1F. Okay, sounds fun. I guess. Alright, so we get to bring whoever we want. Obvious choices are obvious.
I hope Louise will be okay.
She wasn't the only familiar fate.
They seem to have enough medicine at least, but...
Alright, says not much else is here, so we leave. Hey, Rufus. Hi, Rufus. Really? Speak to people to update their character profiles, but we already have them all because I was smart enough to do that beforehand. Yay. Let's continue. Get a quick Divine Knight battle up.
My turn. I leave this to you.
All right, let's get this started. It's working. Leave it to me. That's it. Leave it to me. Huh? My turn. Hello.
Skip. Don't need to watch that. Saw it enough in the original playthrough. Now we get to waddle through Orc's Fort.
Leave it to me.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
You're still alive? That is offensive. How could you do that?
Okay. Leave it to me. My turn. Leave it to me. Okay.
Oh hey, we have our party. Perfect. I don't think I de-equipped any of them. Yeah, they're all good. Alright, so let's get all this straight of what exactly we have in this place. North is this way. So then... Alright, we've got a lot of items in here. Don't want to miss a single one.
My turn.
Onward.
Okay.
Let's see if this guy says there's any interesting tidbits in the guide. There might be something. No, it doesn't look like anything special. So then, we're going by the map. Curio Bomb there. Socio Bomb EX. That red chest is a Hellfire. Then from right to left we have a Tier All. 200 Sepith, and a cast 2. Let's go. You followed me into the room? Oh no. Haha.
There's a treasure chest close by.
This is awfully tight.
Oh.
I'll handle it.
I'll handle.
Leave this to me.
My turn. Okay. Done.
Treasure.
Bring it up.
My turn.
Okay.
We'll cut our own.
Hellfire. Alright, to the second floor. Good, we're already pointing north. So, we have a tier all here. Chrono Burst. HP 2. An EP Charge 4 in this corner. And 8 new material up there. And those are all the chests for this place.
Father's gone completely on the defensive now, but every defense has its flaws. We will find a way through.
Right.
Let's not overestimate ourselves. Stay focused.
Ba-dum. Ba-da-dum. I spy with my little eye the goods.
Let's not overestimate ourselves. Stay focused.
Bum. Ba-dum.
All right.
I just can't get used to this. There's a treasure chest close by.
Meh.
Here I go. Another chance. Curse you. This is
I spy with my little eye the goods.
And all that's left is EP Charge 4 and 8 new material.
Must we really pass through here?
The more you complain, the more vents we go through.
Here I go. That's the power.
Right then, that should be everything.
Made it.
You're cornered now.
And now we fight the best of those 3 apprentices to Einrod.
Here I go.
But she will go down very easily. Not my problem. Oh, she got frozen. Nice.
My turn. This is impossible.
Haha.
Done.
I did it.
No. Okay. Oh well. We get to deal with this first. And it's only 11 o'clock, so I might as well just get all the bonding events over with. So instead of 1 per stream, you're getting 2 this time. Let's see. There's a few missable items. There's Gammojack Volume 2, which is in the Outlet Inn. Wherever that is. Is that Marciel? Nope. Her? Nope. Marciel sounds like a woman's name, but I could be completely wrong. No? What? Oh, it's the one over here. I was looking at the wrong inn. Alright. And we can go to Eustace's room to get a new bike color. Because why not? Pretty sure I should be able to enter here and not have any issues. As long as they don't visit Scarlet, right? Did I already collect it and maybe I can't see it? I don't know. It's not. It ain't here. This ain't it. Probably ended up picking it up. Let's see. To trigger the bonding trophy for this game is to attend a bonding event of this date. Although I'm not sure if this is considering for a second playthrough or not. It says here, go to the room to the west, which obviously is where Scarlet is being kept. Guessing it'll just allow us to leave to the Courageous when we want, when we're done with all the bonding events. Uh-huh. Walk around, then return to the Courageous. Now, if I remember correctly, I believe the only one that is voiced is Alyssa's. I could be wrong about that. But we shall see. Yeah, you have to attend bonding events on this day to be able to see whatever on the final day. See the final date, where you could choose one person. I forget who I chose last time. I think when I rolled the dice, I got Sarah. Alright, last bonding time. The RMP should be able to take care of the mansion for the time being. Perhaps this is a chance for me to take one of the horses out for a final ride before I leave. That sounds kind of fun, actually. Mind if I join you, Eustace? I haven't seen any of your family's horses since that race we had. Not at all. That gives me an idea, in fact. Come with me. Huh? Where? Just answer the question. Somebody. They all really like just leading him off to his doom. Green borrowed one of the horses from Albria Mansion while Eustace rode another. Together they set off on horseback toward Orc's Cannon, with Eustace taking lead. Rematch? Huh. This is where we had our duel before, isn't it? Why do you come out here? Draw your sword, Reen. I'd like to request another duel with you. Eustace. Do you remember what you told me during our field study here? Clearly there was something honest about the way I fought. And that was because I had learned my swordsmanship from someone I trusted. I did, didn't I? My trust in my brother has not faltered. However, because of that trust, I fear that when the time comes to fight him, my sword will be hindered by hesitation. I dread that the day I will have to turn my blade upon my own brother. I'm not proud of it, but that's how it is. I can hardly blame you, Eustace. Anyone in your position would feel that way. Perhaps that's why I'd like to face off with you, Reen. Whether I win or lose, I believe our duel will allow me to cast away my doubts. And through that, I should be able to better trust in my own convictions, regardless of whom I face. I realize that this is somewhat a selfish request, but please, this is important to me. Am I even allowed to say no after that speech? It's not often you ask for favors like this, either. Sure, let's go. Hit me with all you got. With pleasure. Thus, Reen and Eustace began their duel, putting all their strength into the battle. They cleared their heads of all distractions, their focus purely on trying to be the victor. With that, the fight continued on until... Reen still did not give it his all. I don't think I can move another muscle. Neither can I. Even in real battles, it's not often that I fight to the point of exhaustion. I think it's because we can read each other so well that we're able to fight to this point, really. Granted, I could see Master Kafai and Viscount our side keeping it up the whole day without getting tired or bored. We're not them, but I still think we did pretty well for a couple of teenagers. Agreed. It was fun in our own strange way. Thank you, Reen. I feel as though I can now go forth and fight with that same honesty yet again. I may have been taught by Rufus, but it was Class 7 who helped me further develop my skills. No need to thank me. I'm just glad you were honest with me and asked. That was beyond awful. Laughing. Laugh track. Tidus laugh. Afterwards, they somehow managed to summon up the energy to get on their horses and return to Briarhard. So close. Hello, Emma. I skipped all that dialogue. Oh well. Hey, would you mind if I sat with you for a while? Not to steal your idea or anything, but this does seem like a nice spot to take a break. I certainly thought so. Please, make yourself comfortable. It's nice and quiet here. Not too cold either. I don't think I've been able to sit back and relax like this in a long time. My eyes feel so heavy. I must be more tired than I thought. Rean? Looks like he fell asleep. I guess I shouldn't be surprised. Must be exhausted after Oric's fort. In that case... Huh? Must have fallen asleep. Something nice and comfy, no less. Hello there, sleepyhead. Emma? Whoa! Emma? I was on your lap. Did you sleep well? I sleep in my lap. Don't teach a subject! Well, let me apologize. I didn't really expect to end up sleeping on your lap like that. I'm the one that put you there in the first place, so no need to think about apologizing. I couldn't leave you to sleep on a cold, hard bench after all. One of my duties as a witch is to support you. Just think of this as another form of support. That's kind of a stretch. I'd appreciate it if you let me do this much for you at least. It's all thanks to both you and Valimar that Brayhard regained peace. In fact, I believe we managed to come as far as we have thanks to your efforts. I don't know about that, Emma. You're forgetting that I had all of you. I've been able to push myself through all this only thanks to the people who chose to stick by me. Besides, I never would have come across Valimar in the first place if it wasn't for your guidance. You think that much of us, Rean? Well, yeah. We still got a long road ahead of us, right? It will eventually lead us to Crow and Vita. So, sorry, but you're still stuck with us, Emma. We need your support now more than ever. I can live with that. I'll do everything in my power to help, both as your friend and as your class president. Next one. You know what, since Alyssa's is actually voiced, we'll save hers for last. Let's go visit Gaius. And on a high note where I don't have to talk. It's good that we were able to put an end to the issue with Eustace's father. But what ends up blow through this nation grow more tempestuous. So I'm here to pray that they might finally calm, at least a little. I could probably use a little prayer right now. I think I'll join you, actually. So this is kind of a weird request, but while we're here, would you mind teaching me how people pray in Nord? Sure. Shall we move up a little then? Did I do Gaius's last time? I think we did. That should do. Apparently this kind of makes me feel in tune with the wind as well. Well, it is the traditional Nord way of prayer after all. So they say that doing so calls forth the voices of the spirits and Adios in order to rid the world of disaster. Of course, how that actually works isn't really explained. I see. It's kind of frustrating to know that all we can really do right now is pray. Rean? Well, this war has brought about so many sacrifices at this point. Whether it be the innocent victims or the soldiers who fell in battle. But in the end, there's nothing we can do to stop that. Kellick's proof enough of that. That's why I can't help but feel so frustrated at myself. I understand what you mean. I felt the same during my time in Nord. Simply nothing we can do to face such a powerful storm. But that doesn't mean we should stand by idly as we watch the destruction. I know that, but it's just... No one person can make their way through life without help. No one can cover every need, every eventuality. That's okay. Because mankind shows its greatest strengths through banding together. Huh? Those are the words of an old traveling priest who visited Nord long ago. In the end, there's only so much we can do alone. I wonder if that traveling priest was Kevin. However, by accepting this and working together, people can overcome any trial they face. It's entirely possible considering the time period. How this takes place, like what? A year after Trails in the Skies series? However, by accepting this and working together, people can overcome any trial they face. My time with Class 7s led me to believe this is what he meant. Huh? And also the whole camaraderie thing. It's almost certainly Kevin. After what happened in the third. You're not alone, Reen. You have me and the rest of Class 7, not to mention many other comrades with you. So let's do what we can to prevent any more tragedies like Celtic from happening. You're always so confident, Gaius. Maybe I should take a few pointers from you. This doesn't change the fact that we've got a tough road ahead of us, though. But knowing I got all you by my side makes me confident that we'll pull through. I feel very much the same. Let's walk down that road together then, and take back our home. Right. What's our last save, anyway? Here. Alright, let's go this way. We'll do Fee, and then we'll do... What's her face? Sarah. Fee, what's going on? Why are you sitting here wearing only one sock? So my boots came off while I was walking, and now my foot kinda hurts. So I'm taking a break. Well, after all those boots have been through, I can't really blame them for giving up the ghost like that. Is your foot gonna be okay? Once I've rested a bit, sure. I'll get the boot fixed up after that. You can just keep walking. Wait, how does she think she's gonna get to a tailor without footwear? Is she just gonna roll down this hill? Can she just walk? It's a stone road. What's gonna happen? Okay, foot's feeling better now. Off we go. Hold up, Fee. You're not actually planning on walking there with your foot like that, are you? Might as well. I'm used to this kind of stuff anyway. Well, maybe so, but you still shouldn't be walking around on it like that. What if you step on something sharp on the way? What do you want me to do then? I guess I'll be the gallant knight here. Piggybacks. Here we go. What's up? Did it start hurting again? I'm fine. Just kinda amazed, really. Don't think anyone else would have offered a piggyback ride in that situation. Huh? Don't worry about it. Just where we go, my steed. Sorry, but the Pony Express stops here. Upon reaching the tailor, Reen asked him to fix up Fee's shoe for her. They were told it would be a quick process, so they had to look around the store in the meantime. Oh hey, they got Stregas here. You're pretty fond of this brand, aren't you? Sure am. Seems like they only got formal wear here, though. Would have been up for buying new sneakers if they had any. I don't see you prancing around in formal wear anyway, to be honest. How long have you been a fan? Since you were in Zephyr? Yep. Boss brought me a pair for helping out with something. That was the second present he gave me, in fact. Oh? What was the first, then? The name Colossal. That's a present I'll never let go of, either. There's no one else in the world who can give me that, after all. I know how you feel. Dad welcoming me as a proper member of the Schwarzer family meant the world to me. So, yeah, let's keep our appreciation for that close to our hearts. Speaking of things from the past, I was actually reminded of the boss when you were giving me that piggyback ride. Huh? He did the same for me not long after bringing me into Zephyr. Stuff like that's what made him feel like he was actually my real dad. Fee. Something else I realized too. You remind me of the boss, but you're not actually him in the end. It's like Class 7 is in the same family that Zephyr was, even if both are important to me. Not the same person I was back then either. I don't want to sit around and be protected all the time. Yeah, that's right. We're all in this together, Fee. Supporting each other is the obvious way to go. Yep, and I'm going to use what I learned from my old family to do just that. Thanks, Reen. Not at all. Heartwarming. Wholesome. It took a little more time before their order was ready, so the two wandered in the store a little while longer. Once it was, they saw that Fee's shoes were as good as new. Maxed out. You guys and Zephyr are very different families, but you're both important to me. I'll do whatever it takes to keep my family safe. Okay. And Sarah's in the bar here. How's it going? Hey there, Reen. Oh, hi there, instructor. You feeling a little better now? Feeling just fine, thank you very much. Though I might have overdone it a bit against those guys. Still, at least I was able to see you kids off like a good teacher should. No regrets here. Instructor? Oh, come on, don't give me that look. I might be here resting, but you look like you should get some rest yourself. She's always dodged having to tell us much about her past, but she might actually be making an exception this time. Would you mind if I stayed here and rested a bit with you? I'd even be happy to join you for a drink. Or something. Water, I guess. Really? You're gonna be rolling into bars, chatting up late like a pro soon with the way you're going. Just take a seat there. I'll get you a little something fancier than water on me. Like tea. Or vodka. This hard liquor fights back. Gotta pace myself better. Can't chug because they're too strong. I'm three sheets to the wind before I know it. It's better than nothing, but I'll take a good beer or cider any day. I'm struggling with this cocktail personally. Feels like I'll get drunk from it even though there's no alcohol in it. Well hey, that's just one of the appeals of drinking. I'll make sure to teach you how to savor it once you're old enough. Same way both my superior and my friend did for me back in the day. Was that back when you were part of the Northern Jaegers? Yep. Granted, they both kicked the bucket a long time ago. Oh, sorry. This operation brought back a lot of memories. Some of them bad, but plenty of good ones too. Getting by back then was a real struggle. It felt like no matter what we did, nothing ever got any better. Came from North Ambria, didn't you? Seems like life there was a lot more brutal than I could have ever imagined. Would you mind if I asked just when you decided to join the Corps? Couldn't tell you exactly when. I felt like as soon as I knew what was going on around me, I had a gun in my hands. Not like there was much else you could do to earn a living around there. It was a nice place till the Northern Ambrian disaster struck around 20 years or so ago. I only go back once every few years now, mainly to pay my respects. I see. It was the kind of place where death would follow you wherever you went, really. And I wasn't any exception to that. I've lost many people who were important to me. One day they were there, the next they were gone. It wasn't until around 6 years ago that Colonel Beatrix back then, saved me. After that, I cut all my ties and head down the path to becoming a bracer. You know all the rest after that. I guess we do. I don't even know what to say. Can't imagine leading a life like that. Yes, indeed. You don't find many heroines as tragic as me. But, well, what happened at Oryx Fort made me realize something. Turns out I hadn't completely cut my ties to that place. Crossing blades with old comrades was more painful than I expected. Maybe it's selfish of me to say, but I wish it weren't. Guess this just shows that I still got a long way to go as an instructor. There's still so much I want to teach you so you can make it through all this, but I probably wasn't cut out for the job to begin with, you know? I have to respectfully disagree with you there, instructor. We need a lot from you, both individually and as a class. Things that you didn't specifically try to teach us either. We learned those simply through observing your actions. Like what? Take what happened at Oryx's Fort. Your actions taught us that fighting for the people and country you love can be painful at times. We saw that in your willingness to cross blades with those you once knew. You showed us what it means to truly be truly determined. At least that's what I got out of it. And I'm certain we'll one day have to show that very same determination. Huh. That's why we'd like to continue teaching us from here on out. In fact, we need you to. I can't see us taking back Thors without your experience and guidance, let alone getting through to Crow. Wow, look at you, Reen. The teacher's become the student. Talk about cliches. I get it though. If you're that insistent, then I'll make sure you all get the best education possible. As your instructor and as your comrade. Let the good times roll until the end of this game when the entire class leaves Thors except for Reen. Alright, next up we have Elliot, who's just sitting on the road for whatever reason. I'm getting very tired. I wonder what's going to happen to Celtic now. Sure, Duke Beret has been dealt with, but that's not going to heal the sadness in their hearts. And apprehending his own dad isn't exactly going to cheer Eustace up either. He seems pretty down. I wonder if I can do something to cheer him up. I've got an idea. Hey, Elliot, what do you say we head to that restaurant over in the Central Plaza? Which one? The one Eustace's uncle runs. I think it might just cheer you up a bit. And there goes my throat. Ow. Deciding that this was the best way to cheer him up, Reen brought Elliot to the How do you pronounce that? Sorciere? Restaurant. Once there, they received special permission from Eustace's uncle to go to the VIP floor. What a beautiful melody. That pianist's been in several music magazines, you know. Oh, so she's famous? That explains how her music manages to resonate so well. Only the pros can manage that. Of course, the same goes for you too, Elliot. What? No way. Just hearing her play makes me realize that I still got a long way to go. The world of music is really deep. Your mom was a pianist too, wasn't she? Yeah. I remember how she used to play all sorts of stuff for us. She'd always play something fun and lighthearted for me and Fiona whenever we were down. It worked like a charm. Always cheered us right up. I just realized I forgot to put the Discord message in. Nice. Oh well. I bet she did the same for Dad too. Thanks, Reen. I can see why you brought me here now. You want to remind me that music has the power to inspire and help people move on, right? Guilty. It's just a shame that I couldn't do it with my own performance, really. That would have been cool. Sorry for sucking. Don't be so hard on yourself, Reen. In fact, you've helped me realize that there's still something I can do for the people of Celtic. Now, I just need the time and an ideal opportunity. Give us a shout when that time comes, okay? We'll gladly help you out. Right, I think it's about time I had a go at it myself. Listening is nice, but nothing beats actually playing. Works for me. Knowing Elliot wouldn't back down after setting his heart on playing, Reen asked Hammond and the pianist for permission. Fortunately, they were more than happy to agree, and everyone in the restaurant was soon able to enjoy a special performance from him. The piano texture is vibrating. Unsurprisingly, he played on par with the pianist before him. Both Reen and the customers couldn't help but be fully entranced by the wonderful sound of his music. There we go. Took a second. And playing piano in a big fancy restaurant like this really is a dream come true. It made me feel like there is something I can do for the people of Celtic after all. Thanks for bringing me here, Reen. I feel so much better now. Well then, next up, we can go visit Toa, I guess. Toa, something wrong? Oh no, it's nothing. I was just thinking about Berea Heart finally being free from the Duke's clutches and ended up spaced out. You know when you finish something you're really nervous about and all the exhaustion washes over you at once? That's what I'm going through, but don't worry about me. I'll be back on the ship by the time everyone else is. The more she tells me not to worry, the more worried I get. I wonder if she needs to talk to someone. Mind if I sit with you for a while? There's a really nice breeze here, so I figured it might be a good spot to relax. Oh? Sure, go ahead. I don't want to sound pushy here, but, well, if you have something on your mind, Toa, I'm more than willing to listen. Huh? I realize that I might not be able to offer any real help, but you've done so much for everyone, and me personally, both at Thor's and on the Courageous. That's why I want to do whatever I can for you in return. That's really sweet of you, Reen. Thanks. To tell the truth, I'm not really sure if I'm the best fit to be the Courageous' captain anymore. Part of me wishes I declined back when Viscount Arcade asked me. Can I ask why? Well, we managed to set Berea Heart free and have Duke Berea arrested, right? When you think about it, that won't do much to ease the pain for those in Celtic. It won't bring back those we've lost either. It's not just that. Think back to when Fiona was taken hostage or what happened with Angie. In the end, I just stood there uselessly waiting for you guys to solve everything. All the while having the Courageous at our disposal too. That's why I can't help but wonder what a more capable captain would have been able to accomplish. Have you been bottling this stuff up all this time? Sorry for unloading on you. I promised myself I'd be a much stronger person, yet here I am fretting over every little thing. I'm really not suited to be your captain at all, am I? Wrong. Thanks for getting back for me, but still. Trust me when I say that your worries couldn't be farther from the truth. I can't think of a single person more suited to be our captain than you. But Reen, in the end, we're still students. You don't have the kind of experience Prince Olivert and Viscount Arcade do. There's no way anyone expects you to be able to do what they can. But despite that, you took it upon yourself to accept such a crucial position in Viscount Arcade's place. You're doing everything you can to fulfill that role, even when you're not just a student. Seeing you work like that is what's inspired all of us, you know. We wouldn't be the same team without you. That's not true. Lies. Huh? I'm certain that everything we've done so far is bringing us one step closer to taking back our school. Accomplishing that will probably be our biggest challenge yet, though. And that's exactly why we need you. Having you alongside us is the greatest motivation we could ever ask for. Of course, we have no intention of letting this be one-sided. We'll be there for you as much as you are for us. You mean it, Reen? Boy, you're awfully convincing, huh? You're right. We should be using our worries as a means to better ourselves, shouldn't we? I'm such a dummy for forgetting something as simple as that. Hey, we all have our moments. It won't be long now until we can finally take back Thor's. We're gonna go all out and make it a reality, right? Right. Let's do the talk, Reen. I might not be much of a captain yet, but I'll keep working at it. The better I get, the sooner we can take back our academy. Alright. Who to talk to next? Let's go to Laura, who's just over here. Laura, what are you doing? Wonder why Laura's going out to the canyon alone. I know she can handle herself just fine, but still. Got some time on my hands, so let's go check on her. Laura? Ha! Laura? Are you alright? Why would you jump in there when it's this cold out? Oh, I see you come along too, Reen. There's no need for concern. It's cold, but refreshing. He seems like she's okay. I mean, I don't know how she could have safely died when she's standing at hip height. She's standing in hip height water, so it's what, like 3 feet deep? What the fuck? Did she want to clear her mind or something? That raises the question of what could be troubling her. Laura finally came ashore after spending a little more time in the water. Realizing she would be freezing, Reed made sure he had a towel ready for her. My apologies. Perhaps it was a bit much to try my hand at swimming during this time of year. It really was. Summing up, I know you're fond of swimming, but doing something like this out of the blue isn't like you. See? Sorry, but you're gonna have to let me dry your hair off at least. Very well then. Having dried off her hair, we left Laura to finish drying off otherwise, and get changed. In the meantime, he headed back into town to grab her something warm to drink. Thank you for your consideration, Reen. I've warmed up plenty now. See, it was worth me fussing over you. Want to head back to the Courageous? You can get your cold if you stay out here. No need, I'm fine. As you know, I'm used to this. I'd like to apologize for worrying you, however. Well, I wasn't too worried. It's you we're talking about. So, did you bring that swimsuit from Thor's or something? Yes, actually. I found it in my luggage after leaving. I use it often during the time Emma and I spent in Legram, too. It sounds funny when I say it out loud, but swimming has always been a way for me to wash away my concerns and hesitations. It's a pun. Of course, Emma had a similar reaction to yours whenever I did. It's not funny at all, really. I get what you mean. As a noble, I found myself thinking a lot about what happened here in this province. It is true that Duke Alberea did to Celtic what Duke Alberea did to Celtic is beyond unforgivable. However, one could also argue that he never would have employed such tactics if war had never broken out. It's clear that his position in both the four great houses and the Noble Alliance is what drove his actions. You may have a point. There's no guarantee that any other noble wouldn't have ended up doing the same. What's funnier than what you said is that I'm technically a noble too, but I never even thought of things like that. We still have a long way to go. Not just in swordsmanship either. It doesn't benefit us to single-mindedly dedicate ourselves purely to that. Still, I feel that if we're able to make it through this, we'll be so much stronger thanks to the experience. I want to rise above every challenge life throws my way, both as a swordsman and a noble. Naturally, that involves trusting in others rather than attempting to deal with those challenges alone. Perhaps you're an ideal partner to keep me in check, Reen. Laura? I didn't mean anything special by that, mind you. It's just that since you also happen to be a swordsman, we should strive to motivate each other. I'm curious to see where we can go from here. There are many incredible warriors taking part in the war, but together, I believe we can catch up to them. And just maybe, we'll be able to reach the strength of the Lance Maiden herself. Yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing just how far our swordsmanship will take us. Maybe someday. Probably around the time Cold Steel 3 rolls around, I think. The two walked for a while longer before deciding to walk back into town. Sorry for troubling you, Reen. Don't worry about it. Just make sure you don't catch a cold or anything, okay? Duly noted. Maybe I'll make myself some hot tea when we get back. A few more. Eustace's recent actions have had me thinking. If my father stepped on the path of righteousness, would I be able to do the same thing Eustace did? Would you? I don't even want to think about it. It couldn't have been easy for him, of course. It'd take a lot of strength to stand up to your father like that. But I'm sure having our support is helping him make it through. He might not say it, but I think he appreciates us being here. You might be right. Aside from our support helping him, he's so full of himself that he's bound to recover once his ego reinflates itself. And on that note, I have shopping to do. Wouldn't want to show too much compassion, would we, Machias? What could you be here to buy, though? Coffee? What are you here to buy anyway? Flowers for some special occasion? That's one way to put it, actually. Actually, while you're here, mind helping me choose? You could make him happier if you did. It's buying a present for Eustace, maybe? Together, Reed and Machias made their choice and walked to the North Kreutzen Highway. Oh, it's this one. I remember this one. Very slightly, I remember this one. This is Saar Bridge, right? Is there a reason you brought that bouquet, Machias? It's my way of paying respects. This lake flows towards Celtic, so I guess here will do. It's for the market manager, isn't it? Well, yes, I owe him a lot after all. It's because of him that we were able to avoid being noticed by the provincial army during our time in Celtic. I don't think Class 7 would have been reunited if it weren't for his help. It's frustrating knowing that we'll never be able to pay him back. This is the least I can do for him. Machias. It was the anniversary of my cousin's death the other day too, but I wasn't able to visit her grave. I couldn't with how things are at the moment, but it's the least I can do for her too. Oh, was it? What exactly are you planning to do with the bouquet? Gaius, tell me the Nord way of paying respects to the dead they wanted to try. They say that by sending a bouquet down a river, your feelings will reach those that have departed. This is my way of swearing an oath to both of them. That way, we'll make it through this war no matter what. And that I'll work toward turning Erebonia into a country where the innocent have no need to suffer anymore. If only. Changing an entire country sounds impossible, but... You know what, Machias? Part of me feels like we could pull it off. If we can make it through this, there's no limit to what we can do, to what we can change. You really think so? Glad you feel the same as I do. I'm sure your cousin and the market manager are watching over us too. So let's make sure not to disappoint them. You wouldn't dream of it. Watch me, you two. Class 7 by my side, I'll make sure to fulfill this vow I've given. Green and Machias stood in respectful silence as they watched the bouquet float into the distance. Once it was completely out of view, they walked back to Breahard. He got maxed out. Which one do I want? Hey Milliam, never pictured you as the bookstore type. What are you looking for? I'm not. I just want a good book for making sweet stuff. After all our hard work, I thought it'd be nice to make a treat for everyone. Wow, that's really thoughtful of you. I'm sure the others will be thrilled. Kinda surprising to hear that she thought this up out of the blue, too. Just you wait, you guys are gonna love it. Whatever it is. No promises I won't eat it all up before you get the chance to try it, okay? It might be too delicious to resist. As thoughtful as she's being, I'm kinda nervous about letting her cook on her own. What do you say to letting me be your sous chef on this one? If you want. But I get to order you around, and you can't get in my way or you will suffer the consequences. Deal? You got it. No idea where that confidence is coming from, but now I can make sure she doesn't blow anything up. We should probably start by deciding what we want to make first. After some deliberation, the two settled on making apple tart. They made a quick supply stop in the store in Breahard and then headed to Courageous's kitchen, rolled up their sleeves, and got to work. Yeah! Careful, Milliam. Look, this is how you're supposed to hold it, see? Ah, why are you always crapping my style? Cooking's all about heart. I got tons of that. Why are you gonna stab me in the heart if you don't stop brandishing that kitchen knife like a deadly weapon? That arm animation, though. My arm's going dead. Can I stop whisking this now? Sure. If you don't want it to rise properly in the oven. Come on, stop whining and concentrate. And no tasting until it's done. Oh, fine, fine. It's full speed whisking ahead. Great. Now I just need to wait for it to cool. Ooh, I'm so excited. Is it ready yet? It's been less than a minute. Watching over and supporting Milliam proved to be no small task. Thankfully, the apple tart was successfully completed. Yay, we're finally done! And look how nice it looks. It's really magical what can happen when you don't use salt instead of sugar. Oh, why'd you have to ruin the moment by bringing that up? Still, thanks for all the help. You're welcome. It was fun. This kind of idea came out of left field, though. When I think of you, I think of destruction, not creation. Any particular reason you want to make something for a change? I don't know. I just kind of feel something? Like, it's hard to describe, but I've got this weird tightness in my chest that won't go away. I think it first showed up when I saw what happened to Celtic. It's got me all restless. I always feel like I gotta do something. It doesn't matter what, as long as I do it. I was hoping the feeling would go away when we took out Berea, but that didn't happen. If anything, Eustace having to arrest his dad only made things worse. Any idea what I've got, Dr. Reen? I know exactly what you've got. It's not anything unusual. It's called sadness. Everyone feels it sometimes, but I guess this might be the first time you have. So that's what this is. Neat, I had no idea. Never felt like this before. It's kinda out of character for me, though. Personally, I think this might actually be a good thing. It's a sign that you're growing and maturing. As a person, I mean, not as an intelligence agent. I'm growing? Sad things happen. It's a fact of life. But it's by overcoming those things and moving past them we can grow as people. So don't be ashamed of how you're feeling. There's no reason to hide it if you're sad. You matter too much to do that to yourself. You really think so? Okay. I'm still not totally sure how to deal with how I'm feeling right now. But thanks for talking to me about it. Their sad conversation complete, Reen and Milliam put the finished apple tart in the fridge to share it with the rest of their friends later. Afterwards, they both left the Courageous and returned to Berea. Maxed out. Yay. Thanks for the help, Reen. That probably would have been a big pain, but if you weren't there. And now we can treat everyone later. Should be fun if we actually got to see it. Well, we have 2 points left. One for Alyssa and one for Alphen. Sure, this should be entertaining. I'm pretty sure I did Alphen's, didn't I? I can never remember. I think I did. Pretty sure they start bad-mouthing and then she goes crazy and talks everybody back down. It would seem they're about to hold mass over at the cathedral. I'm thinking of sneaking in kind of incognito, but... something the matter? It's nothing, just pretend I didn't say anything. Oh, and try to get some rest, Reen. You must be exhausted. You seem like she's got something on her mind. Would you mind if I join you, Your Highness? I'd feel much more at ease if I at least escorted you to the cathedral. Just as a precaution, of course. Would you, Reen? Thank you so much for your concern. Shall we be off then? Seeing Bereahard's cathedral up close is always breathtaking. You've been to Bereahard before, haven't you? That's right, I have a number of noble acquaintances here even. Speaking of which, today's mass seems to have attracted more of them than usual. It looks like it's intended as an occasion to mourn the losses suffered by Celtic. Oh. Judging by all the people I saw go in, it'll probably be a fairly large event. So it seems. I plan to attend as well to offer my prayers to the market manager, but... no, it's nothing. Let's go inside, Reen. And so, Reen and Princess Alphen entered the cathedral and to attend the mass currently being held. Oh, I'm starting to get really tired. Of course, they were careful not to sit behind the majority of attendees to avoid standing out. However, during the sermon, sure you have all heard by now the terrible tragedy that took place in Celtic recently. In light of this, let us offer up our prayers to the people there. May Adios be with them all. Rest in peace, Dotto. What's going to happen to us from here on out? Can't believe they actually arrested Duke Alberea. Not to mention the fact that we've been removed from the Noble Alliance's jurisdiction. But why though? I see no reason to accept the Imperial Army when our own army is still intact. Duke Alberea sure has made a muck of things this time. Are these people for real? Are we supposed to be mourning for the people of Celtic? There's a time and place for self-pity, and it sure as hell isn't now. Besides, surely Celtic was partly to blame for what happened too, no? I heard about their belligerent attitude towards Duke Alberea. Yet, he was arrested simply for teaching them a lesson? Disgraceful, I know. The beloved Empire certainly has been on decline these past couple of years. I can't take much more of this. So who in the world do you people think you are? Huh? Who dares raise their voice during Holy Mass? Wait, I know that face. Prince Salfin. How can you make light of what happened in Celtic? Do you genuinely believe that it's none of your concern, that Celtic deserved its fate? Is this how you treat your fellow Erebonians? Don't you realize that by putting aside such social labels, this tragedy could have been prevented? Your Highness. But maybe I'm not one to talk. I may have shared the same sentiments as you all had I continued to live my cozy life in Heimdall. I would have done little other than pity them without making an attempt to truly understand the gravity of the matter. In the end, it would have just been another event on the long list of things I had to eventually forget. But please, I beg of you, please realize that whether they are a noble or a commoner, every life matters. The people who suffered in Celtic, who lost their lives because of this war, are no less important than any of us. Each and every one of them lived a life of their own, and had a future ahead of them until it was ripped away. Your Highness. Your Highness. Green. So please, I ask anyone in disagreement with the Duke's arrest to go see Celtic for themselves. If it's not enough to convince you his arrest was the right thing to do, then by all means bring your complaints to me. I swear on the Arner household I will listen to every single one of you in earnest. And nobody ever showed up. After Princess Alvin's speech, they left the cathedral that had turned deathly quiet. There, Mina escorted her back to the airport. The entire way, she struggled to hold back her tears. Thank you, Reen. I've gotten a hold of myself now. Oh, how embarrassing it is to act out like that during a holy mass. I'm sure my brother would have been able to handle that situation much better. Prince Oliver would have handled that in his own way, sure. But that doesn't make your actions any less worthy of respect, however. You don't think it was too much? I mean, when I say that speech hit... I mean it when I say that speech hit very close to home. That's why I'm sure some of the nobles there must have been impacted the same way. If anything, I'd say you've made me feel more proud to be a member of the Empire than ever before. Did I... Head pat. I'm sure when this war comes to an end, your words will be able to reach even more people too. Until then, all we can do is keep fighting. Thank you, Reen. Hearing you say that is such a relief. Happy to help, Your Highness. Let's just focus on what we can for now, okay? Please, don't forget that we're all here to help support you. Thank you. Gonna be ending this right at the 3-hour mark, pretty much. After Reen escorted Princess Alpha into the Courageous, he headed back to town. Woo! Alphen got maxed out. Honestly, didn't expect that. Now the question is it this one that's voiced, or is it the actual romance-y event that's voiced? Because I can't remember. I'm glad to go arrest one as smoothly as it did. I hope Otto can find some peace now. I'm sure he will. Okay, I really need to drink some more water. I have talked for like a grand total of 2 hours straight in this stream. The first hour and the last hour. The rest thing the Duke is never going to give the people of Keldic back what they lost, but it's the most we could do for them. And we got you and Valimar to thank for that. Without the two of you, the Duke might still be in power right now. Something wrong? Oh no, I'm fine. Don't mind me. He's definitely got something on her mind. Unless I've got something on your mind, there's no need to keep things bottled up. I'm always here if you needed someone to talk to. Typical Reen. Well, maybe not that typical. You're not usually this sharp. But you're right. Now you bring it up, let me ask you a favor.
I do not understand the question.
It is voiced. Yay!
I request clarification. You and not my awakener wish to board me?
That's exactly what I want to do. Would that be possible? I don't want to use you to fight or anything like Reen does. I just want to see what it's like inside. Just for a little while, if that's okay.
Is that not possible or something? You said they were secondary contractors, so I was thinking it wouldn't be a problem, but maybe I had the wrong idea.
You do not. It is entirely possible for secondary contractors to board me.
Really?
However, only my awakener is able to operate me as intended. There is no comprehensible reason for anyone else to desire access to my interior.
Huh, it's okay. I don't need to operate you, honest.
Thanks, Valimar. Can you let her inside then?
As you wish.
Oh, what? What?
Valimar, did you really have to pick this position?
While I have more than sufficient room for a human and a familiar to ride in comfort, an extra human does put an unforeseen demand on available space. I am afraid there is not much I could do under the circumstances.
You are so lying.
It's fine. I guess I can make do for a little while. It's kind of weird sitting like this with you, but I guess I am the one who asked for it. I'll live.
Well, if you're alright with it, I'm sure not going to complain, but...
So this is what Valimar looks like on the inside, huh? It's kind of gloomy, isn't it?
Well, there's not much point in having the front screen on when I'm not actually fighting. I have it up often enough these days, but honestly, it doesn't bother me that much. I can see outside fine when I need to.
Oh, right. It's weird to sit here and think of all the battles you've fought with Valimar. When you fought those Alliance soldats and against Scarlet and Vulcan, you were right where you're sitting now. Even when you fought with Crow.
The fights are always different, but the scenery in here doesn't change much. I'm usually so caught up in the fight that I don't really pay much attention to what it looks like inside here. Selene and Valimar have helped me a lot, though, so I'm getting better at this whole thing, bit by bit.
It's just not fair. We're your classmates and your friends. We're supposed to be fighting alongside each other all the way. But you and Valimar always take on the hardest battles. All we can really do is back you up from the sidelines. And to be honest, it's been on my mind for a while now. It bugs me to feel like we're just not doing enough.
Oh, so that's why you wanted to see what Valimar looked like on the inside?
Felt like I was falling asleep with my eyes open.
I thought if I could, I'd have a better understanding
Got
of what
lightheaded
it's
for a
like
second.
and what it must be like.
Lightheaded.
Looking around, it feels even more isolated than I expected. Lonely, even. Seeing all the things you do from the outside, then seeing what it looks like on the inside, I have to wonder, are you okay with the way things are? Are you okay with putting yourself on the line over and over like this? Shouldering such a huge burden all alone, and even the burden of those lives you weren't able to save?
Lisa, I've never once felt like I was fighting those battles alone. You said it yourself, right? I've got all of you backing me up, either on the ground or on the courageous. Sure, you're not inside Valimar with me, but I know you all have my back. That's why I can keep fighting day after day. In that sense, it's not so different from our days at Thor's.
Well,
You don't have to worry about me, Elisa. As long as I know you're all there and that I can look forward to seeing you again after each operation, I'll fight my hardest and I'll come home the victor. All I ask is that you keep me in your heart and lend me your aid.
always, Reen. Just don't go doing anything too reckless in here, okay? You're really important to all of us, but especially to me. So,
Elisa.
And a cock block bigger than Valamar's codpiece. It's always funny.
What is it, Valamar?
I have detected an abnormal increase in your heart rates. Maintaining optimal health is a gift. I recommend rest and a medical examination.
No, it's okay. We're fine. We're doing great.
yeah, never felt better. Thanks for worrying about us, Valamar.
After taking a moment to unfluster themselves, Reen and Alyssa disembarked from Valamar. And all the while feeling slightly embarrassed and more than a little awkward, they made their way back to Breahard. And Alyssa maxed out. Well then, let's see if we have the 38 AP we need to get an S rank. I swear to God, if I don't have all 38 SP, I am going to kill somebody.
Upper rank you go! Here's a bonus from the Academy.
I'm missing Stefan.
Wow, that must have been tough.
I don't remember the guide saying to recruit Stefan.
You guys are really on the ball.
But, you know what that means? We get to do that whole chapter again.